Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Movin' Right Along, a Muppet movie podcast brought to you by toughpigs.com. This is the podcast where we watch Muppets from Space 2 minutes at a time and talk about it a lot. I'm your host, Anthony Strand.
And I'm your other host, Ryan Rowe.
And we are joined today by the same guest from last week, one of our buds. Who are you?
Yay.
Hi, it's Becca Petunia. And actually, I forgot to mention last week, Anthony, and I say Anthony in particular, because remember I said I didn't prepare for this episode in keeping with the spirit of Muppets from Space?
Yeah.
Well, last season I promised you that I would watch every single Wachowski sisters movie,
Oh.
and I didn't.
Ah.
You didn't watch it. You didn't watch any additional ones?
No.
Remind us of which ones you haven't seen.
I haven't seen the third or fourth Matrix, Cloud Atlas,
Okay.
Oh, that was rules. It rules. You
Yeah.
gotta see it.
and bizarrely, I haven't seen Bound,
You've
which
seen Jupe Ascend, but not Bound.
I've seen Jupe Ascend, but not Bound.
That
And I
was a
only
mistake.
say bizarrely I haven't seen Bound because I'm me. Like it's not
Right.
like if anyone listening hadn't seen Bound, I would think that was bizarre.
Right.
But it's bizarre when I haven't seen Bound.
I would just say, like, you can save is it Matrix Resurrections? That's for?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's
yeah,
for
you
it.
can save that one for last, probably.
TBQH, I really need to rewatch Matrix and Matrix 2, which I have not seen in like 27 years. When did they
Oh,
come
yeah,
out?
sure,
But
do it.
Yeah, not quite, but close. 23.
well, the first one is 27.
2003 is the second one, yeah.
The first one's 27, but
Right, yeah.
I don't think I watched it when I was 8. But
Too busy watching Muppets from Space.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Over and over.
Mhm.
And The Adventures of Elmo in Grouchland, which
Yep.
is going to be our next season. Um,
That is
But-
incorrect.
Disclaimer, no, it is not.
But again, especially I think I need to watch Matrix again now that I'm trans because now that I know I'm trans, because so many people do view it as a pretty good trans allegory, in a lot of ways. So I'd be
Yeah,
curious
yeah.
to see how I feel about that. So I did
I would
just
love
want
to know what you think now.
I know.
Sure.
I wanted to watch all of these, but you know what it is I thought I had longer until my episode.
Mm.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it's still been about a year since my last episode, so I
Yeah.
really have no excuse. But I did think
You've
I
been
had a little.
busy.
I have been busy, is really the thing. And listen, in that time, I watched all but 5 episodes of Deep Space Nine, and now most of Lower Decks.
Awesome.
So it's not like I haven't been watching Anthony's favorite
Right,
favorite
yeah,
things in that
exactly.
time.
Yeah, Deep Space Nine is awesome.
Oh, I love
Lower
that.
Decks is awesome too.
It is. It is.
And especially that one where they go to Deep Space Nine.
Yes,
Huh.
we watched that one. I love also the one where Rutherford gets in the Alamarain board game briefly. I was like,
Yeah.
hey, I know that guy. But Eli literally just bought Cerritos, a little model of the Cerritos for their desk at work.
Great.
Because we're all in. We're all in, buddy. Anyway, so what are we watching today, Ryan?
Oh,
Anthony.
Anthony. Anthony will tell you that it's minutes 50, 55 and 56 of Muppets from Space. And in these minutes, Rizzo attempts to rescue Gonzo and chaos ensues in Alien Surgery number 5. So as we discussed last time, we cut off right as the scene was starting. Becca, you talked about how frequently this movie cuts between locations, and we had just left the giant Muppet doctors to go back to the alien surgery, where Dr. Phil Van Neuter says he finishes his statement, with K, here we go.
That's what it
Hey.
was.
Here we go.
I should have
And-
guessed. I should have guessed.
Guess what, guys? We got more insurance talk.
This
Yeah,
is
but this is funny. We did this last week, so I don't need to reiterate it, but this is funny.
Yeah.
Throw Phil Van Neuter a bone. Think of all he's
Good.
done for you.
Think of all he's done for me. Gonzo says, wait, are you sure this is covered by my HMO? And Phil Van Neuter's all like, I'll go check. I'll say this. I wish Gonzo was excited for brain surgery. I think that would improve this
Yeah.
dynamic tremendously.
Well, I think what we kind of decided earlier when in the scene where he found out about the brain surgery was that maybe they should have had him initially get excited about having invasive surgery and then he starts to worry when he realizes that they're going to remove his brain. Like, because he would normally, traditionally, Gonzo would be excited about the idea of something that would be painful. So, yeah, by all means, have him excited about getting surgery. But then when he finds out that his brain is going to be taken out.
See, I like the idea of him just being like, "Yeah, do it. Let's go. Take out that
Yeah, I
brain."
mean, sure. And a
And then
different,
Phil Van Neuter gets disgusted, like gets horrified.
yeah,
You
and an
know?
earlier incarnation of Gonzo would have done that for sure.
Yeah,
He does explain that he needs his brain.
Right. I
yeah,
mean,
right.
yeah.
That's
2 weeks
yeah.
ago, he said that.
He needs his brain just like Captain Kirk needs his pain. All right. So,
It's where he
Star
stores
Trek
all his
5.
thoughts.
Star Trek 5 gang. Dr. Phil goes to check, but while he's typing in the computer console at the back of the surgery room, Rizzo pops up next to Gonzo. Now we've seen Rizzo is there. We knew he was there because we saw him sneaking in, but now he pops up next to Gonzo and he says, "Psst, Gonzo." Gonzo says, "Rizzo, you're alive. Where have you been?" And Rizzo's all like, "You don't even want to know." And that's because he got punched out when he tried to eat cheese or poison.
Yeah, and it's just as well
He doesn't
because
want.
we already know, so we don't need him to explain it all over
We
again.
Yeah,
we saw it happen.
he should have recapped it and they should have cut away to the scene starting all over again. So we just could have watched every scene of Rizzo in the lab again.
That would have been, if they had done that, like that entire sequence all over again, that would have been kind of gutsy yeah, just
They
the audacity of that would have been.
They got Moxie. They got
Yeah,
Moxie.
they
exactly.
should they should have had Rizzo say, "You don't even want to know," and then Dr. Teeth pop up with the script and be like, "Interior lab,
Yeah,
5 rats are in a cage," and David Arquette approaches.
sure. Another callback. Why not?
Yeah. So he says he's gonna chew through the leather straps. Uh, Gonzo lays down. Rizzo crawls under the blanket. Dr. Phil walks back and says Becca's favorite line in this picture: "Good news, you're covered with a $10 copay."
Hey, you know why this is my favorite line? We talked about all the other reasons, but $10 copay. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I
No, I
thought
know,
about
right?
that.
I have
Dude, you're so right.
I work for the government and I pay $25 for my copay.
I actually have it written down in my notes as a joke for the adults who hate life, I guess.
There you
Well,
go. Yeah, that's it.
well,
There you go.
listen. Some of us
Oh,
resemble that remark.
That's where we
uh-huh,
are now.
uh-huh. Yep. But Dr. Phil, it's Phil Van Neuter. It's not Dr. Phil from Sesame
No,
Street,
it's funny.
for the
Yeah,
record.
I like that you've been saying Dr. Phil because I deliberately avoided writing it as Dr. Phil in my notes last week. But I like that you're saying Dr. Phil. Sure, why not?
I, I, when I was a young Muppet fan, I almost always called this character Dr. Phil.
But that was probably even before Dr. Phil became famous, right?
But he was on Oprah, wasn't he?
He was
Like
already
Uh,
when
on.
Muppets from Space was when Muppets
by the
Tonight
late
was on.
90s? Yeah, I don't
He
know.
was
Yeah.
already on Oprah by
Okay.
that point.
What year did his show started in 2002, I guess.
Oh, okay,
So,
that's earlier than I thought. Hmm.
yeah. So anyways, Dr. Phil Van Neuter says, "Okay, hold still and remember, if you experience any unpleasantness, please let me know. I would hate to miss it."
Yeah.
I think that's funny. I thought that was
Well,
funny as a kid.
I really like the energy. I like that he's like
That's the
so
thing. That's
he's
such an
having fun.
obvious, yeah, it's such an obvious joke, but it's just the weirdness, the sheer weirdness of Dr. Phil makes it work.
Yes, and we're gonna talk in a moment about a line delivery from Brian that I don't care for, but that
Hmm.
one I think is very funny. But next he notices Rizzo moving around and pulls off the blanket. Rizzo looks at him and says, "Do you mind?" Phil says, "Oh, excuse me," pulls the blanket back up. And then, friends, there's an actual ding noise as he realizes the light bulb turns on in his head and we hear a ding.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a cartoony, like I wrote down "booey ooey oo." Like it's like
Yeah.
yeah. There's a few of those in this movie that I hadn't remembered where they really feel the need to punctuate a comic moment with a cartoon sound effect, and this is one of them.
Do you mind? Oh, excuse me. Wait.
Right. And then this is the line that I don't care for, is the way he says, "Wait, oh good Lord, a rat. I hate rats." He says it like he is a fourth grader trying to remember his lines in the school play.
He
And I
absolutely.
and I don't know why.
Huh.
Oh, good Lord! A rat! I hate rats!
So anyways, cut to Bubba, who is holding a Q-tip in one hand and striking it against his other hand like a baseball bat.
Yeah.
And Bubba says, "Then today ain't your lucky day, Doc." And the other rats all murmur in agreement. They're all like, "Yeah, Moxie, yeah, Operation
Yeah,
Experiment."
they're a very supportive gang of rats.
Yeah, and Dr. Phil screams. But before we see anything happen, you're absolutely right, Becca, because now we cut back. Like now, I can't unnotice how often this movie cuts from
Yeah,
one
and
scene to
like
the other.
again, I get it. When you have, I think about like, yeah, some of the best like exciting movies will cut, but you have to like let a scene finish before you cut,
Mm.
right? Like it's not, you have to get to a logical endpoint of the scene.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. In Return of the Jedi, they always like let the action scenes play out before they go to visit Luke or whatever. We see what they're up
You know
to.
what movie does a great job with an action scene, moving between different elements of the action scene, but technically without a cut?
Is it a Pokemon
Without a
movie?
cut?
No, it's The Adventures of Tintin. That movie
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
rules.
I
That
haven't seen
movie
it
that.
does.
owns bones.
Look, Ryan, what? Ryan, you never
Ryan,
saw Tintin?
You have had
You're a
that same
Spielberg
reaction the
boy.
last time I said that. I know, I really need to get caught up. I haven't seen Bridge of Spies
You
either.
saw that? You saw Ready Player One, dude.
I haven't seen Ready Player One.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna save that one for last.
Do see Bridge of Spies and do see Tintin.
Yeah,
They're both quite
yeah,
good.
I am going to do that. I'm very excited about Disclosure Day. I just saw the trailer for that when I went to see a movie in the theater the other day. I'm,
I haven't seen that trailer yet.
well, I'm looking forward to that
Have
movie
you
this
guys
summer.
have you guys mentioned Tintin on this podcast before?
I feel like we
I
have.
don't know. I feel like if only we had a searchable database.
Here I was hoping to get some new ones on here.
Are we bringing up Cam Garrity's list right now?
No, we don't have to. Keep
Okay.
going.
You can.
Well, I wanted to say too, though, that there's a very quick shot of all five rats standing on this tray next to the operating table, and I just like the way that's composed. Just all five rats arranged, like so you can see their full body standing up. They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to pose all those rats that way, but they did, and I like the way it looks.
Yeah, sure. I can see that.
Yeah.
But we cut back to the hallway where Kermit on Fozzie's shoulders and Pepe on Piggy's shoulders are still walking along. Pepe says, "Forward, Piggy, forward." And Kermit and Fozzie briefly slam against the wall. But then a door next to them opens, and they quickly both like lean back against the wall. Another doctor walks out of the room. Kermit nods at her and says, "Doctor." Pepe says the same thing. Kermit turns to Pepe, nods, and says, "Doctor." Pepe says, "Oh, doctor."
As if he's just noticing for the first time that Kermit is standing next to him. Oh,
Yes.
doctor.
As she walks away, they say it again, and Kermit adds, "Just a couple of doctors." Pepe says, "Doctors in the hallway." Now, this is the best moment in this entire
This
movie.
is good.
That,
Okay,
I think
good,
you're
good,
right about
good.
that. I don't know if
I
we've
love
said
it.
that before, but
I love
this right now I'm inclined to say this is the highlight of the movie.
And it's not. It's so simple, and that's not uncommon. This is like a thing people remember from this movie for sure. Like
Yeah.
you thought you'd be fighting about Phil Van Neuter. We definitely had other requests for this moment.
Mm.
I did feel blessed that I got this moment as well. I was like,
Uh-huh.
"Oh wow, I bet that I had to fight people off for this." And I didn't even know I was getting this. What a delight. What a thrill it was to see doctors in the hallway.
Yeah,
Just a couple
yeah,
of doctors.
yeah. Now, Ryan, you had some thoughts about an antecedent of this moment.
Oh, I specifically asked if you had notes about it, which I hope you do, but this seems I don't know if it's a deliberate reference, but it feels like it's probably at least a reference that is aware of a similar-ish scene in the movie Spies Like Us, where characters are pretending to be doctors. And there's a scene where all the doctors in the room address each other back and forth as doctor, doctor, doctor,
Doctor,
doctor.
doctor, doctor,
Yeah.
doctor, doctor.
Ah, here we are.
I'm Hadley, internal medicine. And Dr. Lafont, communicable diseases. Dr. Boyer, bacteriology. And Dr. Stinson, Marston and Gill of the Northampton Trauma Institute. And Dr. Imhouse of the Zurich Relief Fund. These are our newly arrived surgeons, Drs. Trowbridge and Greenbaum.
Doctor? Doctor? Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
Doctor?
And doctor.
And it's, yeah, Dan Aykroyd and Muppet Sesame Street movie cameo guest star Chevy Chase.
Right.
He's in Follow That Bird, of course.
Yes.
But yeah, no, that's one. I don't know that am I supposed to have anything more detailed than that about it? I don't know if it's a deliberate reference or not.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything earlier than that maybe or is it just something where we see doctors addressing each other as doctor? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Does that just happen?
This obviously is not what it is referring to, but this moment has always reminded me of the Marx Brothers.
Yeah.
Like it feels very much like two specific Marx Brothers moments. In A Night at the Opera, when Groucho is introducing Mrs. Claypool, Mr. Gottlieb, Mr. Gottlieb, Mrs. Claypool, Mrs. Claypool, Mr. Gottlieb, Mr. Claypool, Mr. Gottlieb. And then he starts like doing the dance. Just kind of repeating the same thing.
Yeah, I bet I know what the other one is.
Then, what is it?
In A Day at the Races?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go on.
Yes. Well, say it.
Oh, just when they're all pretending to be doctors and they keep like running back and forth to wash their hands in the operating room and
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yes. 100%. Yeah. Which is probably my favorite scene in A Day at the Races.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
But yeah, so both of those things, which obviously this isn't quite either of them, but it's very easy to imagine. It's very easy to imagine Groucho and Chico doing this, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like doctor, we're doctors thing. Yeah.
It's so funny how conspicuous they are and how bad of a job they're doing acting less conspicuous.
But they don't arouse suspicion. Right. This doctor just kind of glances at them and walks, she doesn't seem concerned at all.
I've mentioned on the Discord that my father, previous Tough Pigs podcast guest on the Pops episode of 70 Years, 70 Muppets, he also loves this movie, and this is something he references all the time, is this scene. There's so many moments from this movie that he references all the time.
Nice.
And that is one of them. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's
awesome.
funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. But then they sigh in relief. Pepe says, that was close. And then they hear an alarm go off and head towards it. Pepe tells Piggy, too fast, the door, stop. Which I really like.
Yeah.
That they remember that the head is not the legs of these people.
They move so awkwardly. It's so good. Like, again, this is just a really well done scene. And the funniest thing is there's absolutely no reason for them to be doing this in the first place.
Not really.
Right. And, but so they stop and look into alien surgery number 5. They look in and Kermit's, that's what it's called.
No, I know. We've established that. But yeah, I like that you're committing to that.
Thank you. They look in and Kermit says, what in the world? And inside the room, the rats are attacking Dr. Phil. And I really like that even though it cuts away in the middle of the scene, I do like the reveal through Kermit and Pepe's eyes of Dr. Van Neuter being attacked by the rats. That we don't see it until Kermit and Pepe see it.
Looking through the windows of that room, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's fun.
Yeah.
But we don't stick with it for very long again, because we cut to K. Edgar Singer and Jennifer Luft.
Good old Jennifer Luft.
We cut to K. Edgar Singer and General Luft walking up to the same room. Singer says, "This is big, General. I think we should notify the president." He pauses before the president, which seems like it's going to be a joke, and then it's not. It's
It
just
is not a joke. Yeah,
No.
I
just the
I was
president.
wondering what he was going to say watching this clip, and then it was
Yeah,
president.
And they don't,
yeah,
I guess they don't often do stuff like this in Muppet movies, but the president at the time was Bill Clinton. Were a lot of things to joke about him.
yeah. I'm fine with them not including Bill Clinton jokes in this
No,
movie.
I think it's better not to, but they could have certainly if they'd wanted to.
Yeah, right.
They should have cut to Mount Rushmore, and Mount Rushmore could have told a not funny joke.
That's
Yeah.
true. They could have done that. Could have and should have. They did. Mount Rushmore made a reappearance on Muppets Tonight.
Yeah.
Doing a Beavis and Butthead reference.
It did. It wasn't funny then.
That was
Correct.
even less funny than like
I-
I think the stuff that the Mount Rushmore heads do in Sex and Violence is actually funny. But
Yeah, I'll agree.
the gag on Muppets Tonight is not funny, in my
It's
opinion.
terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, we should notify the president. Luft says, I'll be the judge of that. They walk into the room. Inside the room, before they walk all the way in it, which we're not going to see them do. They walk up to the room, I should say. Phil Van Neuter yells, no, don't tickle me. He's getting tickled by the rats.
Yep.
A nightmare scenario, tickled by rats.
Mm-hmm. It's bad enough being tickled when you don't want to be, but yeah, being tickled by rats, yikes.
Do you hate being tickled, Ryan? Is that something we have in common?
I mean, it's been a long time since anybody tried to tickle me, but yeah, I mean, if you just don't want to be tickled, then yeah, it is the worst thing. Yeah.
Oh, I hate it. My brother, previous guest on this podcast, Christopher Strand, used to just like jump on me and tickle me all the time when we were kids and into like high school.
Oh yeah, that's
And I hate it so much.
That's-
It's because then it makes you laugh.
I
It's
know,
like a
and it
form
seems
of
like you
mild
don't
torture
hate
that
it.
makes you laugh.
Right, it seems like
And
you
I
don't
hate-
hate
ugh.
it. Yeah.
I hate it so much.
Yeah.
I have no strong feelings about this.
Okay.
All right. That seems like a nice life. And then Pepe turns to Kermit and says, what do we do? Piggy says, will you please let me out of here? And throws Pepe off of her. Fozzie does the same thing to Kermit, I guess, silently, which seems out of character for Fozzie.
I think so.
Well, listen, Fozzie is not really allowed to talk in this movie. That's a fun rule that this movie applies.
Yeah, he doesn't say much. But then they all fall over, and then they get up and enter the surgery room. Phil Van Neuter is flipping out, yelling, I can't breathe. I've been there, by the way, when I've been tickled.
Does your brother listen to this podcast, Anthony?
I don't think so.
Okay, because it really feels like you're just trying to talk directly to.
I'll have to send him this one. But Gonzo yells, hey guys, quick, get me out of here. We cut back to the two humans, and we end on Singer saying, today, sir, we must think with a big mind. Behold. And that's the end. We don't know what he's going to behold.
That's a nice clean ending because it's also a good tease for next time.
It is.
It is.
What could he behold?
It's probably not a reference to a recent sci-fi film. Anyways, go on.
I was going to say right now Ryan is beholding Morris the cat.
Yes, it's true. He likes
That is true.
There was just a moment of panic when he came in and jumped on my keyboard, and I was afraid he was going to do something that was going to ruin the podcast episode recording forever.
Yeah.
Like Freakazoid is what Anthony is thinking.
Just like Freakazoid. You every time you're like, my cat's walking across the keyboard. Remember when Freakazoid was on Teen Titans Go? That was awesome.
I don't remember this.
Man, I wish Joe was here right now.
Joe
Freakazoid,
remembers. He's listening to this
They
episode.
did an episode of Teen Titans Go where they brought Paul Rudd back as Freakazoid, but it also featured David Warner as the Lobe and Ed Asner as Cosgrove.
Oh my God, I gotta watch this.
Yeah, it's great.
I
It's
didn't
called-
know this existed.
Yeah, it's called Hugbees,
Hmm.
which is one of Freakazoid's catchphrases. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. A few years ago, my kids have seen it. That's the only seconds of Freakazoid my children have seen.
Oh, that's funny.
Jocko's favorite bloopers is my favorite moment of Freakazoid.
Freakazoid, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that show holds up too, I think.
Yeah.
Personally. But yeah, so last week we asked Becca do we have any other thoughts? Do you have any other thoughts about these minutes before we go? Becca, I'll start with you.
I don't know. Dr. Phil Van Neuter's great. Dr. Phil Van Neuter's great.
I have
Doctor,
good news for you.
what's up?
You've said he's great so many times that you are now married to him.
Oh, oh. Well, I will have to tell Eli. This is going to complicate my marriage,
Hmm.
Yep, yep.
but I'm sure Eli will understand. It's for
Sure.
such a beautiful, beautiful, handsome, hilarious, and talented man.
Yep.
You'll be so happy.
I'm not usually attracted to men, but
Nope. Nope.
Phil
But
Van
in
Neuter.
Phil Van Neuter's case, you'll make an exception. Anyway, was that it though?
Yeah, that's it.
All right,
Muppets from
Ryan.
Space.
Ryan, what about you?
Cash Me Outside. How about that? Um, no, that's what I
I
think
just
of when I think of the other Dr. Phil, and I forgot to say it earlier, so I just had to say it now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes
You've seen
sense.
that clip.
Yeah, of
Yeah, of
course I
Dr.
course.
have.
Phil talking
Yeah.
to, is her name Bad Baby?
I can't imagine knowing what
She's
that young
like
lady's name is.
she's
Is
like a
it?
juvenile delinquent, and her mom is desperate to get her back on the right track. And
Yeah, her
Dr.
name is
Phil,
Bad. Her name is Bad Baby. She has her own Wikipedia page.
oh boy.
Didn't Bad Baby just perform at the Super Bowl when you're listening to this episode?
Oh
Yeah, man, the
no!
conservatives were so mad about it. No, yeah, and then she says, it's because the audience is reacting, and she says, "Cash me outside, how about that?" And Dr. Phil just has no idea what she's trying to say. Anyway, just a kind of an abbreviated version of some things that happen across the early screenplay drafts by Jerry Jewell. In the drafts, the rats do not find Gonzo by going through the ducts. They just dig a tunnel all the way outside the walls of Netso. It's not called Cuffnet, it's called Netso. And when they get outside the walls, Rizzo says they can do like it happens in a prison movie and use a laundry truck to escape the rest of the way. And then the character who is originally called Spike and later becomes Bubba says he doesn't see any laundry trucks anywhere. So Rizzo says, just pick a truck, any truck. And then later, so they kind of disappear from the drafts for several pages at that point. And then later, it is revealed that they hid in a Jeep belonging to the equivalent of the K. Edgar Singer character, Major Williford. And when they pop out in his Jeep, they surprise him while he's driving, and he crashes the Jeep, and he never makes it to the alien landing site. So that's how that goes in those
Oh,
drafts. Yeah.
That doesn't really feel like good scripting.
No, especially because for so long it's just like, wait, what happened to the rats? And then yeah, it feels very kind of tacked on, like he suddenly remembered, oh wait, I should probably wrap up what happened to Rizzo and his friends.
You wonder if that's the ending, you wonder why Rizzo even needs to have this whole subplot with his rat friends at all.
You might wonder that.
yeah,
It feels like you could cut the entire part then.
I guess you could even in the finished version of the movie. Yeah, he could.
pretty
It wouldn't
much.
make
Yeah,
that much of a difference, and he could just
Eh,
join the rescue squad. Yeah,
you've given me a lot to think about.
you've given us a
great.
lot to think about. But yeah, that's all I
Doctor
have.
Phil Van Neuter and I are gonna wind up staying up late talking about this.
Oh, good.
Great. And then Becca, last week we talked about that we asked you our usual two questions, but we did not do is ask you to talk about what else are you working on?
Oh boy.
Where can our listeners find you on the line?
Yeah, I'm glad you saved this for its own episode because, as you guys know, that's a long question to answer.
Mhm.
I mean, the most obvious place you can find me is Tough Pigs. I'm writing stuff. I'm podcasting stuff. I also am one of the head moderators of the Tough Pigs Discord. Come join us on the Tough Pigs Discord. Talk about this
And you
movie.
do wonderful work.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you. It's listen. It helps that everybody there is so great. But please go there to talk about the Muppets. Go there to celebrate my nuptials to Dr. Phil Van Neuter. If you wanna any cards, I'll post my registry.
Oh, good.
Any of those things. But you can find me there. You can find me on most social media, but mostly Blue Sky at Tall Girl Petunia. But of course, most excitingly are my different podcast projects. So for Tough Pigs, you can listen to on the Muppet Fan Podcast with toughpigs.com feed. You can listen to 8 episodes of A Prairie Dawn Companion, my podcast about 70s Sesame Street and feminism, and media criticism. It was a
It's
weird.
It's
such a cool
great. It
podcast.
is. It's a masterpiece. I love it
Thank
so
you.
much.
Yeah.
I wasn't fishing for that. But season 2 will be coming. My guess is season 2 will be coming sometime in the fall.
Mm.
But don't if it doesn't, don't hate me. Let me tell you something. That show takes forever to get ready for those episodes.
I
I
can
have to
imagine.
do a ton of research to get those episodes done. But speaking of, you can also find me at my other podcast, Here Comes Tomorrow, which you can find on all podcatchers or on Blue Sky at herecomes tomorrow.net. Here Comes Tomorrow is the podcast I do with New York Times bestselling author Josephine Reisman. And she and I have been going, or we actually just finished. When you're hearing this, it was like a couple weeks ago. We just finished with every story arc within Grant Morrison's New X-Men from 2001 to 2004. We are taking a kind of pseudo hiatus where we're going to be releasing a couple bonus episodes. And then, probably again by the fall, we will be starting a second season where we talk about other stuff inspired by Grant Morrison's New X-Men and the different books and TV shows and stage plays
Hmm.
inspired by it.
Cool. Sounds awesome. I am very excited. I've told you this, but I'm very excited to listen to the show. I got to reread those comics. I read them like 20 years ago, so I want to do that first.
Yeah, I have
Guys,
all those trade paperbacks, but I haven't read them in a long time.
Guys, it's a really good show. I mean, I know I'm biased because I host it with a dear friend, but it's a really good podcast. We have some great guests. We do a lot of really, really thoughtful media criticism and talks about politics and history and like we've had everybody on from comics writers to like New York Times editorial columnists. We had a professor of genocide studies on. Like we go all in on that one.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. No, yeah, I gotta listen to it soon. But thank you for the plug for our listeners and for me and Ryan to remind us to do it together.
Yes.
So, all right. That just about brings us down to the end. Becca, thank you once again for joining us. Always a delight.
Thank you.
Listeners, until next week, you can check out toughpigs.com on the internet. We're on Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, all over the place. You can become a patron of ours on Patreon. We soon will be releasing a very exciting bonus episode on our Patreon featuring me, Ryan, and our friend Joe Hennis playing a very stupid game about recasting movies with Muppets. So become a patron of ours on Patreon. In order to hear that exciting bonus episode and some other bonus content, you can email us at movinrightalong@toughpigs.com. You can follow Ryan on Blue Sky at me, Ryan Rowe, and me on Blue Sky at Durwood Clapper, where you can at us to tell us that you're so glad you joined our Patreon for that bonus episode. And you can follow me on Letterboxd at Zeppo Marxist and follow Ryan on Letterboxd at Movies Are Neat, where you can also read our reviews of movies and leave comments on them, telling us that you joined our Patreon. Thank you to Jordan
Sure.
Brandon for composing our theme music and to Morgan Davy for designing our logo. And thanks to all our patrons and indeed all our listeners. See you next time for another one. Goodbye.
Oh, hold on. My husband is guys, I gotta go get some eggy noggy for my husband. It is.
It is.
What could he behold?
I don't know. We shall find out.
Ryan,
Be,
Ryan,
it's probably
Ryan is, wow, we are doing great. Leave this in.
Okay.